Once again thick with uncertainty as whispers of a looming leadership crisis ripple through the ruling African National Congress, ANC. President Cyril Ramaphosa, long seen as a stabilizing force in the aftermath of Jacob Zuma's scandal-plagued tenure, now finds himself fighting tooth and nail to secure his political survival within the very movement he has led since 2017. Reports of behind-the-scenes maneuvering, bruising factional battles, and growing discontent from both party veterans and restless grassroots members paint the picture of a leader increasingly isolated, compelled to make desperate appeals to cling to the ANC's top nomination ahead of the 2025 elective conference. The ANC, which has dominated South African politics since the dawn of democracy, is no stranger to internal fractures. Yet the current moment feels particularly perilous. Ramaphosa, once hailed as the great reformer who would clean up corruption and restore public trust, has seen his image badly dented by sluggish economic growth, chronic load shedding, and the shadow of the Phala Phala scandal that has refused to fade quietly into history. While he survived past motions of no confidence, his political armor appears thinner than ever, with detractors both within and outside the ANC circling to exploit vulnerabilities. At the heart of the crisis is the question of whether Ramaphosa can still command enough loyalty among ANC branches and provincial structures to secure a renewed mandate. Insiders reveal that the president has intensified engagements with regional leaders, hosting late-night strategy meetings and calling in favors from longtime allies. He's pulling every string he can, one source close to the negotiations confided. The concern is that the ground is shifting beneath him faster than he can consolidate. Factionalism, the bane of ANC politics, is again threatening to boil over. The so-called Radical Economic Transformation (RET) faction, still loyal to Jacob Zuma and emboldened by recent by-election successes, is reportedly plotting to throw its weight behind an alternative candidate. Names like Lindiwe Sisulu, Paul Moshatile, and even outsider figures have surfaced in the rumor mill, raising speculation of a bruising contest that could fracture the ANC's already fragile unity. For Ramaphosa, each of these potential rivals represents a significant challenge, not just to his leadership but to his broader vision of reforming the party from within. The president's tone in recent addresses has betrayed a sense of urgency, if not desperation. Far from the confident statesman who took office with promises of a new dawn, Ramaphosa now couches his appeals in stark warnings about the future of the ANC itself. Without renewal, without unity, we risk losing the trust of our people and our historic role as the leader of transformation, he recently told a gathering of supporters in Limpopo. Such rhetoric, while designed to inspire, has also been interpreted by critics as a veiled plea for sympathy from delegates wavering in their loyalty. What complicates matters further is the ANC's declining popularity among ordinary South Africans. The 2024 national elections delivered the party its worst performance since 1994, forcing it into uneasy coalition talks with smaller opposition parties. Ramaphosa, though central to those negotiations, has borne the brunt of public frustration, with critics accusing him of indecisiveness and failure to act decisively against corruption within his ranks. His detractors within the ANC are using this waning public trust as ammunition, arguing that new leadership is essential to rejuvenate the party before it suffers an even steeper decline. Still, Ramaphosa retains significant advantages. His international stature as a respected statesman, coupled with his strong ties to the business community, makes him a safer choice for moderates fearful of an ANC sliding deeper into populism. Moreover, his cautious style, often derided as too slow, has helped him avoid outright implosions in past crises. Whether these assets will be enough to outweigh internal dissent, however, remains the central question. As the ANC heads toward what promises to be one of its most contentious nomination battles in recent memory, South Africans watch with a mix of fatigue and apprehension. The stakes are higher than ever. For Ramaphosa, it is a personal fight for survival. For the ANC, it is a test of whether the movement can reinvent itself or collapse under the weight of its contradictions. For now, Ramaphosa's desperate appeals continue, echoing through conference halls and whispered conversations in the corridors of power. But as the clock ticks down, one thing is clear: the ANC's leadership question is no longer merely an internal party squabble, it is a crisis with profound implications for the nation's political stability and its democratic future.